Okay.
It must be 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Water time. 2 o'clock. This is so pathetic. I got one of those water bottles. You like it?
Welcome to
That's
the
what I
Zoom.
forgot to bring in.
Mom.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Zoom call.
Hey, Stelly.
Hi.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, Joni.
Hey, who's saying hi?
Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. Oh, Mom.
Hi, JJ. Hi, JJ.
They're saying hi.
Who are you?
It's Stelly.
Oh, hi, Sully. Why
Hi.
are you talking to my mom right now?
I'm just talking.
Guys,
It's her birthday coming up.
Oh, she gonna be 14?
Mhm.
She's gonna be 1 year younger than Jaden.
Mom, can you give me my kombucha, Mom, please? Can you give me my kombucha?
Where's Jet?
And you literally just put balsamic, olive oil, garlic, some salt and pepper, and you put it in.
You're so cute.
How-
I have your gifts and stuff for you. I'll bring it tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Hey, oh, you're blocking the light.
All yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you get my kombucha? Okay, we're waiting for one person, guys.
Totally okay.
Okay.
What is Beyonce calling in?
No, I wish.
There's someone who's trying to get on.
Oh. Oh. That's how you do it.
No, you don't think, I'm just, those are just people who couldn't come to the I'm in like.
Claire, what are you drinking?
Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, sissy. Happy birthday. Early birthday.
Thank you. Is Uncle Keith with you?
No, I'm in Maryland.
Boys not allowed.
My mom's here.
Hi.
Sally.
Oh, hey.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. Hi, guys. Uncle Keith's in, he's in Atlanta. I'm in Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
He's at Korean barbecue.
It said boys not allowed.
Yeah, boys not allowed. Hey, Grandma Jew.
Hi, where's Lenny?
She's sleeping.
Oh,
She'll be
Nice.
awake soon, I'm sure. She'll join the party in a minute.
Yes,
okay.
hopefully.
Hey, Amanda, your face on purpose? Is it?
Hey, Joni.
You're sideways.
Yeah, you're sideways.
Oh yeah, I know. My phone is like on the charger.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
usually I'm the one with the technical difficulties, so.
That was a nice looking gift there, Joni. Wow, very thoughtful.
Put this stuff in there. Cool.
Sissy, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Is there a lot of people at your house?
No, there's 4. I mean, one. Actually, there's more, like, but there's like, oh. Thanks, Barry.
Air Bear.
Where's Barry?
Oh, Barry's right here.
Hi, Barry.
Here. Very.
Hi, Barry.
I don't think I've seen her hair in so long.
And Malia. Hi.
Hey, Miss Malia.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Malia.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
were
you're blocking.
You were here. Yeah, you were here for. Right?
Amanda, what are you making?
Oh, Sissy, I'm eating crabs.
Hi, Bee.
Oh, you are?
Look, this is what they look like.
Oh my God, that's so the one time I
Eat
went, my
that?
crab
Yes, these are my favorite.
so
I have to
big.
take advantage when Uncle Keith's not here because he's allergic to them.
Oh, yeah, we put it in like a bag. I couldn't get past like cracking it open and seeing like
Mom,
I
Mom.
couldn't.
There's definitely a method to the madness.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly.
Oh,
Hi. Oh my gosh, you're such a big girl. When did you grow up? You can put it on gallery so you can see everyone right here.
Who is she?
Callie, Ebony, remember
Where, Mom?
Ebony
Like
and
this?
Hi, Callie.
Oh, yeah, like that.
hit that
Hi,
one.
Callie. Hi, Ebony.
Hi, Em.
abs.
Sorry, I forgot about you. I was too busy looking at Callie. Hi, Callie girl. Hold on, I don't know then.
How do you go like this, Mom? You go like this?
Is she a baby or like is she like 2 or something, Mom?
How do you do this?
Mom, how old is she?
Oh, like this, Mom.
Callie, I'm not sure. Ebony, how old is Callie now?
I don't know how to do this. Yeah.
6 years.
Good. I like it.
No, I want to sit right here.
You want to stay right there?
Yeah, because there's
Like,
light. No one can see me without the light.
No. And I'm going to you over that shit. You better be, how you gonna give her life advice? Hop off the plane with it. How's that? Can I get that?
The pogo stick.
Nothing. Use yourself.
Okay, Mom, how do I Ooh, I look at my forehead.
love forehead.
Yeah, because my sunscreen.
I don't
Okay.
like, I want to record, so I
Mom.
don't like that I can't see you. Oh, I'm fine.
Don't you got a stand or something? You seem like a person that would have a clip stand somewhere with. I mean,
Probably
my
has
eyes
one
like a
that-
little-
Okay.
I want like the little circle in my eye.
Oh, the ring light? She has one.
Oh, I found it. Oh, Mom, I found it. Look, Mom. Mom, look.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yay, I can see everyone now.
For a second.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
You do kind of look like her from like that.
Okay, it doesn't do that for everybody.
No, because you're missing an enzyme. There's a
Wait, what? There's what?
There's a
Oh,
neutralizing enzyme
really?
that some people, well, I know this also because I'm Asian, so when I drink, I turn around. Because I don't have an enzyme like y'all have. And it's common in Asian.
Aaron,
people,
you're
so
in
it's
my
the same
video.
thing.
Say hi.
Let me move.
No.
No.
I'm
Hey.
gonna put this so we can start talking.
Yeah, you should raise it up, then put your spell there, and then you like sit by her.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, everybody. So at least, and then the two of us are sitting here, and then you.
Say
put
hi to
the
Aaron,
shoes right
guys.
there, and this one empty.
Hey, Miss Erin.
Hey,
Aaron.
You're famous. Okay. Yeah, that's Ebony.
Wow, I'm gonna see Callie again. You're a little cute.
No.
Callie's on the potty.
The training, right? For mine.
That's the first I've seen on Zoom. I love it.
15 minutes.
Sorry, give me the.
You're like a little, like,
Yeah, I know. Me too. Mom, where do I go?
Put the computer up so it's on you and then you can.
It is on me.
No, like.
Amanda, I just saw Keith's post. Oh, Jangles post. What?
I know, but look.
I know, isn't that so funny?
I'm right here. Look at how good the lighting is right here.
He got sponsored by them. Keith,
Larry, I just like it just popped up.
Bojangles.
Joey, please.
me and Barry will sit right here. Come on, Barry.
It's the same
So he
lighting.
has to make like an Instagram post.
So did DJ. That's awesome.
All right. When Andy comes back from the balcony.
Oh yeah, Joni, because Vayner set it up. And you know
Yeah.
how his agency now.
That's right. That's
DJ.
right. Together. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Like what?
It's like this.
Is that?
Yeah.
Let me sit with you.
No.
She said no.
Hi guys.
Hey, is he cheating on Chipotle?
Right.
Just for today. He actually ate the chicken sandwich. I was shocked. Or had a bite. Sorry, no, he didn't eat all of it. Keith.
Okay. We were gonna put it back so you guys all are in it, right?
No, I don't want to be in it.
No, it's fine. They don't want me.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just focus.
I
on
don't
this
want it
one.
back.
Okay.
Are you trying to
You
like
want-
do the actual thing?
No, yeah, I'm gonna christen her now and welcome her to womanhood. Hi guys. Okay. So thank you guys for getting on. Hi Jord. Hi Mom. Hi Joni. Hi Amanda. I think we can see it.
Hey.
Okay. And then we here at the house we have Erin and Sensei Angie. Here she is. Hello.
Is this everyone?
Yeah, this is everybody. So okay, so I kind of gave the context on the hold on. Sorry. When social media, when YouTube calls.
On here.
I kind of gave the context on the invite. Here, do it.
I am.
Of what today was all about. Well, first of all, Sally is turning 14 next week.
Happy birthday.
So we're celebrating her birthday. But I had
just ordered it.
recently, hold on, I'm gonna hit mute on everyone and then I'm gonna unmute you guys if you guys want to share. Wait, in a minute. Hold on. Where is the mute button? Thanks. Oh, you're gonna admit, there's a, no, they're already muted. There's an option to mute
There's-
everyone, but it's fine.
But
It's
everyone's
fine. Okay, so I did a podcast episode with this woman who is a midwife, and her mission in life is to help women reclaim their womanhood and their confidence and their identity. And she was saying that our womanhood is my carrot top. She said our womanhood is dependent on how we enter our menarche, which I never even knew was a thing, but a menarche is your very first period. So the very first cycle you have. And she said, like, the way that a baby depends on their mother to care for them, feed them, take care of them, is what a teenager is depending on the women who are closest to her in her life to welcome her into womanhood. So culturally, most of us don't do that. We're just like, here's some pads, like, let me know if you need Advil or a heating pad, and we kind of slap each other on our way. And so being that obviously we have 5 daughters, I wanted to adopt the tradition to really welcome womanhood in like a more extravagant celebratory way. And so she was telling me how she teaches women to throw these parties of celebration. And Sensei Andrew was just talking to us about, like, if you look at other cultures, like, you know, like quinceañeras and like what bar mitzvahs and like other cultures have like the coming of age rites of passage. And technically the period is the rites of passage into womanhood. So she recommended that if you didn't celebrate your menarche, you can go back and reclaim your womanhood by reliving how it was brought in and then reclaiming your story. But please, Barry, turn on the jets, please. So I wanted to reclaim Stelli's menarche. She started her period on her birthday last year. So her 13th birthday on her birthday, which is pretty cool, right?
Wow, that's great.
And even that, like, I thought it was really interesting. Like, where did she even get this energy of like, no, it's not cool? Or like Portia, my oldest sister, when I just sent out this invite, she's like, isn't that embarrassing? Why are you having a period party? And then Stelly was like, Mom, you're doing too much, because you guys aren't here, but we have red fruit, red candy, we're wearing red. Like, we just made fun, like had fun with it. And so that's why we wanted to do it, was to take the embarrassment and shame out of our family and hopefully be a ripple effect for other women to really reclaim their confidence, their self-esteem, and to know that it's not something shameful to be a woman. And the way that we view our period is internally, subconsciously, how we view our womanhood as women, as adults. So I thought that was really powerful and interesting. So thank you guys for celebrating Stelly's rites of passage into womanhood. She's been dealing with her period for a whole year now. And we get to be on the same cycle. So it's so much fun in our house. Oh, is she at the door?
Oh my God. No, well, I'm here, but I just forgot to
You forgot what?
turn around and change.
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. It was just an idea. Not everyone's wearing red. Just come in.
Okay, because I'm pulling up. And
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
don't
oh
turn
my
around. You're
gosh,
fine.
I'm not wearing
You want to open my
red.
door? Okay, yeah, no, you're
I'm
good.
so sorry.
It's okay. Okay, bye. See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Sorry. Okay, so what the woman recommended we do to celebrate Stelly is go around. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to, but to have the closest women in her life pour into her. If you want to share your first experience of like getting your period for the first time, you can. And if you don't want to, you can skip that. But for every woman to share a piece of advice, like something you wish you knew when you entered womanhood, something you've learned as wisdom along the years. But just any advice you want to give Stelly as a young lady, and then anything you want to share. And then I did put in the invite if you want to share a recipe with her, because like as she's entering womanhood, I thought it'd be cool to diversify. She likes to cook. We've been cooking at home, so giving her like a change up of recipes, because we're tired of the like rotation that we do. So if you have any recipes you want to send them our way. And then obviously to celebrate her birthday, Stelly's just requesting money for her high maintenance nail habit and her so if anyone wants to bless her, I know many of you guys already did, so thank you. And of course it's not expected, but just saying that if you want to bless her funds. Okay, so I'm gonna go first. So my period actually came, I don't even remember. Mom, I don't know if you remember how old I was. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember I was visiting cousins in Arizona. And I remember calling to tell my mom that I started my period. And I don't know if you guys remember how like if someone's answering machine picks up, it'll like wherever the base phone is at, they can hear you. So I left my mom a voice message, but it was on speaker in the kitchen. And when I went downstairs, all my boy cousins were like, ew, you started your period, like, And so I would remember like going in the bathroom and I was like crying. I was so embarrassed, but my aunt like took me to the store. She bought me pads and whatever. And then that's all I really remember about period. And then I remember my mom getting me like the rice heating pad for cramps. And that's really my like remembrance of period. And then I remember missing very many periods, like, oops, I'm pregnant. And then and then so that's that. Those are my period stories. But okay, and then my woman advice, oh my goodness, I have so much. So yeah, she's tired of my life lessons, but for today, I will just say to trust your gut. So to learn early on to like be quiet with yourself, like praying, reading your word, journaling, like learning to go inward so you can listen to your own truth and knowingness, and trusting like God's voice and that you're connected to God because he created you and you're perfect in his image. And there's nothing that you can do, wear, look like externally that can change the soul that God created you to be perfectly in his image. So that's my advice for today, for this hour. I love you, Stelly. And again, thank you guys. So I don't know if anyone wants to go first, but I love that all her favorite women, literally everyone who's present, a lot of people canceled, but it was perfect because everyone who's present today are powerful, strong women in Stelly and are in my life. So I'm honored that you guys logged in and came over. So
I could go. My phone is like on the brink of dying and I'm trying to find a charger. So I was like, let me just go so I can find a charger and then.
Yeah. Okay.
But so just sharing my story, when I started my period, I was in I think maybe I don't know, I was going to Catalina. So whatever year we did Catalina. And I remember like crossing, being on the boat and like listening to Kanye West because he just like had dropped the college dropout album. And it was like, you know, or I think it was college dropout. It was like a really great like album. And that kind of was like me in my mood because I was like having cramps and stuff. And then I remember having to like get a tampon or something from a friend, which I didn't like at all. I think that was like the first and the last time that I wore tampons. Not really, but I don't like wearing them. And then it was like a whole situation because we were at a camp, you know, in the water, but I made it through. And then, you know, just I feel like the beginning, my periods were really rough. And then over the years, I figured out ways to like manage them and kind of like just deal with what comes in tracking and understanding what's happening with my body. So I think with the advice that I was trying to think because there's so many things that you could say. And so I was like, let me just try. You guys, I'm on the phone. Okay, go. Thank you. There's so many things to say. This is not enough, but I was just always thinking about all of the things that I think that revolve around, you know, like your cycle. And I think one first is like, now that you've started your period, get comfortable with your body and tracking it and understanding what's going on and like being able to know when your cycle is coming. Cause like, you know, down the line, when you start getting older and then you start getting interested in boys and like all of that, when you decide that you want to have sex, you know, like you can know what's going on with your body and you can be in control versus just by kind of like being out in the woods and like making decisions if you decide to like do birth control or whatever. And I know those are like big things that you probably aren't thinking about, but maybe you are. And they're important things and they're things that you know your mom knows a lot about, so like talk to your mom about it and you be open to sharing or find friends who you can share with and be able to like have people to talk with about those things, because I think that like your mom said is there's kind of like this like shame and quietness around our cycle, but we all go through it, and so just being open and vulnerable around that. And yeah, like a lot, just diving into your body now, and as you get older you will be so much more in tune and aware with what's going on, and you'll feel so much better in your body. And when you do that, because you're like, oh yeah, this is what's happening, I know what's going on. So I love you, and this is beautiful, and yeah, happy birthday too.
Hey,
Thank-
Oh, sorry.
I was saying thank you. Thank you. Love you too.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I don't know if you know, I'm sure you probably know this, but I just learned this from that girl about like how our periods have seasons like fall, winter, spring, summer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Board saying that was one of the things that the woman teaches, to go track your periods and then notice like how you're feeling, like your emotions, your thoughts, like when you're in the spring cycle of your cycle, you're more like wanting to like create and like, you know, blossom things. And then when you're in the winter, she was saying like when you have cramps or headaches, that's a sign that your body's saying sit down, like be still, be quiet, go inward. And we don't listen to that. We just slap on a heating pad or a pill and shut it down.
Right.
Your menstrual, she said our menstrual cycle is our compass to our body's like well-being. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. So
yeah, like in looking at the blood and all of those things, I'm gonna send you some stuff, Stelly. I was thinking it was next week. I know because your birthday is, and I know you changed the date, so I was like, oh, I'm not ready, but I'll send you some stuff. because like it's kind of cool to try different things. I know like the cup can be intimidating, but it's really cool, and I wish I would have known about it like way before I did. And like the period panties are cool and fun, and like the yoni steaming, like I have friends who have been yoni, like their mom was yoni having them yoni steam before they even knew what yoni steaming was. They just did it, you know. And then like with the cramping and things, those are all things like your mom was saying, is like listening to your body and going through the seasons and knowing what foods to eat as you're approaching your period. And there's so many things that revolve around it that you know, you cherish your womb, and it's very sacred and special, even though I feel like sometimes it can be portrayed as it's not. But yeah.
Angie said, what is yoni steaming? Can you like give us a little?
Oh yeah, so yoni steaming is like you take different herbs and then you heat them up and you sit over the steam, and it helps like with different things that are going on. So I mean, depending on what you're looking for, you can use different herbs, but it helps with like vaginal lubrication, pH, fibroids, cramping. Like for example, my period was like super late and I knew I wasn't pregnant, and so I started steaming, and then it like helps my body like come the period come down. And like noticing if your blood's dark when you first starting, like it's not supposed to be like that, so that means you have stagnant energy. And so there's so many things, but the yoni steaming can help with all of that, help keep your body warm. And that's kind of why using the heating pad is important, is because it's a warming, you want to keep the blood flowing. So that's what the yoni steam does. And you can do it a couple times a month, or you can like, it's good in postpartum. It's really just good in general, and it feels great.
That's good to know. She can start now, so me and her can yoni steam together.
Yeah.
Okay, she's like, Mom, no, let me do this by myself.
No, it's good. It's nice to do it in community actually, and like do it with other people. It's really actually very powerful, a powerful practice.
Yeah, no, this is great. You'll have to pick Auntie Jordy's brain more. Well, both of us. Let's just start a group chat teaching us all the things. Thanks, Jord.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. Oh, Joni said I'll go. Hold on, I'm gonna spotlight you. Okay, go ahead.
First, hi everybody. So good to see everybody's faces. And happy early birthday, Stelly Belly. Gosh, period talk. I think we've kind of like chit chat and joked about this, but never actually had the talk. So my story is a little bit different. And I remember being so jealous of everybody having their period. And now that I have it, I'm like, okay, what the heck was I jealous about? But so I, as you know, was an athlete forever, as long as you were. And I did not start my period until I was 17 years old. So I was doing gymnastics going into high school. I was doing everything that people were like, oh, you know, and I was trying to do my own little research. My mom, and most of you guys know my mom, she is super like prideful. We didn't really talk about too much. So I got a lot of my information from my friends, but it wasn't so much that I was asking, it was more them saying, you know, just sharing stories, or me overhearing like, oh my God, I'm cramping right now. And I don't even know, I probably faked it at some point just to be down. But I was like, because I wasn't a part of the crew. And like, imagine you're all the way through high school, like getting ready to graduate and you haven't started your period. So I just didn't know. And I was like praying to like God and Mary and every female I knew in the Bible. I was like praying to them, like, please let me start my period. Like, I want to be down with everybody else. And of course, it showed up right in the summer. I was getting ready for cheer camp. So I'm new to the cheerleading squad and I'm going to get ready to start my period, or did start my period. And I remember calling my mom, and without hesitation, I was like, I need a tampon, because by this point I had all the information from my friends. And I was like, don't nobody got time for a pad? Like, how am I going to wear that in like my little briefs? Back then we had to wear briefs and under our skirts. And so, yeah, I had to figure that out on the fly. And I did, and it was fine. And I grew out of it because I didn't really like it, much like Auntie Jordan. I didn't really like it that much. And then that switched over as I got older. But I don't think I had any hiccups along the line. I know we're hearing a lot about shaming and that sort of thing. I was really, I mean, maybe because I was so late, I was really proud about it. I was really kind of like confident about it and just knew that it was something very natural and it wasn't something to be embarrassed about or shamed about. You know, my words of advice is to really just take care of your cleanliness, take care of your body, take care those signs, like you said, the darker periods and the different things that will pop up. You're going to want to pay attention to that, because that's where things happen and you might end up getting embarrassed. Nobody wants to like leak through their clothing, or, you know, you don't want to make it a habit of having accidents overnight. It happens, supernatural, but take ownership of it and know that you're now becoming a young lady and you're growing to, you know, get up and take care of it and talk to mom and say, hey, this is what happened. And, you know, if you need help, obviously you have your aunties, but mom's your first resource. Even though maybe, Crystal, if you even had a period any of your 20s, because you were always pregnant, poor thing. But yeah, that way, you know, have help, you know, and things like that. So those would be my words of advice. I love the apps. I think I told you, it's a great way to track your moods. Journaling obviously is a great way too, but you have the apps that have right there on it, happy face, sad face, dark, light, float, like it's clockwork. And then at that point you start to know, like I probably literally can count down my period to like within an hour, just because my body's gotten very accustomed. I've taken care of my nutrition and my health. You know, and those words of relief are, yeah, go out, get a run, or just, you know, whatever helps you relax, that's going to help alleviate some of, I think, the stress and the cramping and, you know, but that's me. Everybody's different, right? A little bit of trial and error. So I'm proud of you for maintaining for a whole year at your young age. I think it was a perfect timing for you, and you are entering a new journey into like school and everything else too. So I love you and always here for you if you need any advice on periods.
Thank you. Oh, I cannot reach.
I got it. And
I'll go.
who said that?
Me, Grandma Julie.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Hey,
I recognize your voice.
what is it?
I didn't recognize your voice.
Oh, okay. Hey, so wow, you're lucky to have
Mom, you're cutting out.
mommy and Aunt Jordy and oh, okay. It's not a room that has brick walls, and so my phone doesn't work real well here. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. You just
Mom, yeah, Mom.
Women around you that
Guys, I'm gonna-
to bring this topic
Mom.
and discuss it. It's cutting out?
Wait, we're calling.
Okay.
Okay, we just called you in so you can just say it here.
Oh, I just assumed I probably shouldn't say what I was saying.
No, we couldn't hear you.
Okay, I was just telling you, Jastel, that I'm glad you have wonderful women around you. Sorry. That are willing and, you know, open to talking about all this with you. I had 3 older sisters and my mom, and it was kind of a, you know, like it wasn't something we talked about, you know, it just wasn't an open discussion in our family. So I'm really, really happy for you that you have this little party, to know that there's nothing to be ashamed for about it at all. I mean, my goodness, every one of us, you know, luckily will have a period, you know, a menstrual cycle. And I don't have one anymore. I'm glad for that. I'm too old now. So menopause happens if you are lucky enough to get this old. And so I was like 14 when I started, and it was just, you know, like I had to, I think I had to use like wrapped toilet paper at first before I could get myself some pads, you know, and it was like in the beginning it was embarrassing to go in and, you know, like have my sisters buy me pads or whatever, you know, and it just was a kind of an awkward thing. So I'm grateful that you have this. There is definitely nothing to be ashamed of. I'm glad you have wise women, that have all this knowledge about yoni steaming, things I've never even heard of in my life. I mean, this is amazing. This is a lot of wisdom at your fingertips. So, Grandpa's calling me. How do I turn that? Okay. Anyway, and I had a really easy menstrual cycle. I didn't have the kind of issues that I watched my two kids have. They suffered tremendously with aches and pains and moods and like this. It wasn't easy, and it's hard to watch that struggle. And yet, I think the more that you're willing to accept it and just let it be, hopefully that'll help. Like Jordan said, she's learned some things about herself that have helped her right through this. And so, hopefully you'll take these things and really educate yourself and continue to educate, and definitely don't be ashamed of it, and just be proud of the woman that you are. I'm so proud of the woman that you are. You're just a beautiful young woman. I mean, and I didn't know you started a year ago, and how exciting that you've got this opportunity to kind of to let the world know about it, so you don't have to feel ashamed of it, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's such a natural occurrence. I mean, it has to be for a woman to to have this. So I can tell you, I didn't like it. I always hated having my menstrual cycle, but I just dealt with it and kind of grinned and bared it. But thankfully I didn't have a lot of cramps or any of that kind of problem. But I just the way that I was kind of thrown into it without any kind of education or anything, I just wouldn't wish on any young woman. So I'm super proud of your mom for doing this. And if it's embarrassing to you, it really doesn't need to be. This is really cool. And I'm proud of you for letting your mom do this. So love you, Stelly.
Thank you. Love you too.
If you ever need to talk, you let me know. I'll talk to you anytime.
Thank you, Grandma.
Okay, love you.
Okay, love you
Bye,
too.
Mom.
Hang my phone up and go back to Zoom.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh,
Sorry. Sorry. Mom, remember at first I
is
didn't
Lenny
want to-
going?
Hi, Lenny.
Remember what?
I know I want to say something, but I'm a little scared. Do you guys hear her? You might not be able to hear me.
Lenny.
Lenny, look at your aunties and your cousins.
Hi, Lenny.
Look at Sissy. Look at Sissy. She's trying to grab the phone. She's not.
She's getting so big and busy.
So big and busy. She had like a really bad stomach ache or something today. She was crying so hard.
Oh.
You want to talk? What do you want to tell Sissy?
Hi, Lenny.
What do you want to tell Sissy? Say happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Sissy. Well, I don't know. I can try to go. Okay. So, Sissy, I don't know. I think we might have talked about it last year when I was living with you all year. Can you hear me even when she's crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if she gets too crazy, I'll just pause and we can go to somebody else. But when I had my period, I was like in, I think 6th grade. So I was like 13 or 14. And I was with friends who I thought were like the coolest people in the world. Like, but they were, I think, a year younger than me. And so we had gone to, it was one summer from school, and we had gone to one of their lake houses. And like I said, I was like the older friend. So I had my period when I was on this like weekend trip with these girls that I thought were so cool. And like, I was so mortified. Like I was so embarrassed. And then I also like didn't have my mom. So like I had to go and tell her mom that was like a stranger to me essentially. And it was just, I felt so like, just like kind of like ashamed and embarrassed because like I knew these girls were like younger than me. And I was like you know, like the one that was like having her period, but nobody else was. And so, Lenny, look. And so I just remember being like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And I don't even have my mom. And it was so uncomfortable. And then I also remember, I like only really liked pads, like the ideas of tampons like sticking up inside of me was like so cringe. I was like, no way. And then it wasn't until high school that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try a tampon because like my friends were using it, and then like playing sports, like I heard it was like more comfortable. You didn't have this like big saggy pad like in your volleyball tight spandex and stuff. And I'll never forget, Mom, do you remember this?
So embarrassed.
I couldn't get it in. So I literally was like spread eagle. My mom was like, literally like, you just have to do it like this. And my little sisters walked into the room and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so embarrassing. But so I couldn't get it in for the longest time. And then I started like using tampons sometimes. And over the years, like my period's been like super always inconsistent. But something that like all of your aunties, your mom have said, like getting in tune with your body. Like I've started to learn like more about my body and like more of what's going on, so that my periods like started regulating until, you know, I had Lenny, and then I didn't have and I haven't had a period since. But so I think that that's super important, something that I didn't even know was important, to get in tune with your body and to learn about it and the anatomy of it. And ever since I've had Lenny, I'm so much more like more and more intrigued about like our women bodies that are, I swear, are like so magical, especially people like your mom who's had 5 of you. But so yeah, that's my period story. And just to reiterate what everybody else said too, like it's nothing ever to be embarrassed about. The older I've gotten, the more, you know, and Sissy, I think you know this, like we've had talks and stuff, like, you know, it's just a part of being a woman, and it's like a sacred thing to be able to have a period. And I think my words of wisdom would probably be like, there is so much. You are already such like a confident, strong-willed, strong, like wise beyond your years woman. And I would just say to stay in that confidence and never doubt yourself, and always know and trust your gut. And when something feels wrong, always speak up. I think that's the coolest thing that I learned about you last year, where like you have like a very good conscience, and you know what's wrong, you know what's right, and you're not scared to speak up when you don't like something. And I would just say to stay in that confidence and always stay true to yourself and stay true to what you know to be right in your heart, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how, you know, embarrassing it might feel. Your older self, your later self will always thank you and be happy that you did stay true to yourself and stay true to what was right. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you used to stay here and you'd get your period. I'd feel so bad.
Oh yes, because I was like Auntie Crystal and your mom, and I have horrible periods and horrible cramps, but yes, you remember.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot to have Stelly tell her story, but I guess she can go last. Save the best for last.
She used to tell your story, actually.
No.
Yeah. Are you learning anything?
No.
Girl, no. Okay, Eb, do you want to go? Oh wait, you're muted. Hold on.
No, I am muted. I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go really quick. I just I don't remember the age I started, but I just remember because my mom used to take me and my sisters to my grandmother's house. So it was a summer, and my mom dropped us off in the morning, and by that afternoon I had started, and I wasn't expecting it. I don't even remember my mom ever talking to us about it. Just from anything that I learned in school was what I knew. So I wasn't freaked out, but it was just awkward, especially being not at home. And it seems like everybody's story pretty much. They weren't at home.
No, that's true.
So you never know when you never know when it's gonna strike. But I'm
To this day.
yeah, exactly. So I've never been a fan of it. I like when I'm yeah, it just I don't know.
What were you gonna say? You like when what? When it's over?
When I'm pregnant when I don't have it.
Yes, that is the perk. The
But
trade.
that's for when you're older and like, yeah. So and then just like womanly advice, just you're already a beautiful, athletic, smart young woman. So just keep doing what you're doing. You have women around you, and I know you're gonna do great things. I can't believe you and Justin are about to be 14 years old. Like that, it's insane. My little pumpkin.
The same birthday.
I know.
Huh?
Justin and Amanda have the same birthday.
Oh, August 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's quarantined for his birthday. He tested for COVID, so he's in his room enjoying life.
Oh man.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's
Is he
okay.
feeling okay?
Yeah.
Only if you got it. You guys are all good.
Him and Cameron
Oh man.
from school. So, but yeah, they're good. They've been getting treated like kings.
Yeah. Oh, we miss you guys. Thanks for getting on.
Happy birthday, Stelly.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the ladies in the house now. Who wants to go?
Malia.
I don't know. I still can't believe.
Do you want to go?
I'll come around.
Okay.
I can't believe it. I remember when Crystal told me she was pregnant. I remember the
Oh yeah,
circumstances
she was
and everything.
there.
Look at this.
Here, sir.
I know, you picking it made me. made me laugh.
Yeah.
You're 2 years younger?
She's in 09.
Stelly, I played soccer all through high school. I remember starting my period at 16. I thought I was gonna start much earlier, so I went to the store. I had like pads galore. Like every time I thought I was gonna start my period, I went and bought a new pack of pads. So starting my period, I was like prepared as shit. I could not. Amanda, your story is so funny because literally that was my experience with the tampon as well. Because I was like, I can't get it in.
Yes, it was impossible, I
It was
swear.
impossible. And I was pure. So it was my first time, I wasn't prepared for things in that area. So my mom was trying to help me. But yes, that was my first time at home, 16. I was old as shit. Now that I think about it.
Oh, you and Joey both are older shit. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Mhm.
17.
16 going on 17. Okay, advice. I don't know if I have like good womanly advice.
What?
I don't know if I have it.
You're a liar.
I don't think I do. Everybody said it. Trust your body, listen to instinct. I will say this. And
What's
one
the
thing
best advice you've ever gotten from your mom?
that there's nothing that can separate me from the love of God. There's nothing I can do. There's no thought, there's no action, there's nothing that could separate me from the love of God. And when you think about that, it's really high in the sky, but when you really think about it, it's a next level love that is just inexplicable.
That's good. Thank you. I sound like my mom.
There's nothing. And that the storm will run out of rain eventually. So nothing, the storm will always run out of rain.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
So yes.
Aaron's mom was so wise, and she is one of the best moms I know. So I don't know why she's acting like
I don't think I have womanly advice.
Yeah,
Listen, I'll tell you off camera. I'll tell you.
Oh, you're gonna save the juice for
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't have to publish it, pop off over the time. That's the advice I'm gonna give. Look at speaking over here though.
Earrings fell off. Oh, your earrings fell off? Yeah. Are you guys on the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Angie. So I have a similar story to your like mother. You know, it's like I grew up, my mom, her dad died young. She had like an alcoholic stepfather that eventually left, and she didn't have a lot of like guidance. She was basically raised by her sister. And so when I was younger, I got no stories, no heads up, nothing. It was like straight. So I started karate when I was 8. So probably when I was like, I don't know, I don't even remember. But I remember getting my period when I was actually in California. I'm from Chicago. And I was at that Magic Mountain. Isn't that like the theme park?
Yeah.
I was at Magic Mountain, and I remember taking toilet paper and not knowing what to do and just folding that shit up and like just nervous the whole time. And I had older cousins that lived at the house. So when I got back, I was just going through everything. Like there's got to be some shit in here that I could use because this toilet paper thing is not working. And so I found tampons. And then, you know, no one takes the instructions out of the tampon. So I'm in the bathroom, you know, looking at this, like figuring it out. And I figured it out. So I actually skipped pads altogether.
Really?
Yeah, like but I didn't have anybody buying any. And so I was kind of like nervous to ask my mom, like, yo, I need some money to go buy some tampons or pads or anything. So sometimes I would have them, sometimes I wouldn't. I would basically steal them from my sister. But I was like so embarrassed because there was shame. There was shame in the sense that nobody told me and nobody like guided me, or it was just like pretty much, maybe I got it younger. And so my mom like didn't, but so I had this one really like interesting experience. So I started karate, and I used to fight professionally. And so when I was like 16, I was in the dojo 6 days a week training. I was an athlete. Periods got in my way 100%. And you know, I didn't like them at all because I'd be like chubby and I'd feel heavy, and I couldn't hang. But I trained with all men. So I'm not, it was like Russian dudes and like these huge Japanese dudes and like, you know. And so one time I didn't have, and I'm in a white suit. So that really sucks. That shit sucks. And so I was always super like conscious, like, oh my gosh, what if I leak? Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And so one time I had to go in the bathroom. I got it on a Saturday, which is fight class, which is like a 3-hour like hardcore training class. And I'm punching the bag, like just going as hard as it, and the piece of paper that has my blood on it falls onto the ground, and I don't notice. And then this guy, his name's Mark Lawrence. He's like this totally like vain, handsome, like, you know, older, like 23-year-old. And he's like, hey, you know, what's that? And he's like, I was like, you know, the whole face is red and like, oh my gosh. And, you know, so my karate teacher looks over, he goes, just pick it up. And he goes, you need something? So he whispered, so in Japanese, he tells an uchidashi, he's like a live-in trainer, like he lives there. He's injured and he has this knee injury, so he's not trained. He gives him money and tells him to go to the corner store and get me some pads. So he sends an uchidashi who doesn't speak English to go buy pads at the corner store. And I'm like, all men. And so they bring in the pads. I put my pad and he's like, okay, no, keep training. Keep training. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit, that really just happened. So it's kind of this like thing. And so like, I've always, one thing, like a lot of women, and you know, like I'm always like a tough hard ass about things like, but I think that there's some truth to it. I think it goes with illness and even like periods and cramps that like, you don't get a break when you're a mom for sure. Like when you don't feel good and you're like cramping and like whatever, you still got to go through your shit. But what I have learned is that if you stay like active and stretching, and when you know it's coming, to make sure you're like stretching, and it's almost like your body trains to know it's coming, and then your body like accommodates. Because when people get sick all the time and then they just decide they're not going to do anything, like I just can't, you stay sicker longer. Your body trains like sick, weak, okay, can't grow, can't heal. But if you like, if you kind of like push it and stretch, swimming is a great thing, and you do it, I think that it's way more helpful than tons of Advil and painkillers and going on the pill real young because you have hard cramping and all that. So taking like exercise and stretching as a part of like kind of the healing process to like get through it and, you know, find space and, you know, that. But I was thinking a lot, you know, about advice, and I always have a lot, but like the thing that I think it's important first that you like think about why, like understand why there's been shame around it, you know, because if you don't understand why culturally, historically, like males running the world. You don't understand, I think it's always important to understand why. And when we know why, then we're able to like diminish and like get rid of those like thoughts and ideas that surround these ideas of shame. But my head's been a lot on like the Me Too movement a lot. I know it's a little like older now, but it's still coming up, and you're still seeing all of these politicians being kicked out of office for grabbing somebody's booty like 10 years ago, or all of these things. But I remember growing up, and I think a lot of men and a lot of people made me uncomfortable a lot, just like sexually or in ways. But like I was like a fighter. I was like a tough ass. So I learned how to like never show emotion. I learned like, even if it was happening like inside, I'm like, oh my God, like I feel embarrassed, but I knew how to like keep a cold face. Like, I'm good. Like, all right, whatever, like that kind of attitude. But it makes me sad that so many women, so much longer, like somebody said, okay, like there's two ways of thinking. Like, okay, so you grabbed a woman's butt 10 years ago. Does that mean you should be kicked out of office? Like, should a woman be bringing that? But maybe that really affected her. And maybe there was some hierarchy within those things that was wrong, right? So when I think about advice to young women, if you don't like it and you feel uncomfortable, make sure you speak up boldly, clearly, and let people know your boundaries immediately. There's no later. Don't bring that shit up later. Come home if you're not comfortable in the moment. Talk to mommy, talk to daddy, talk to anybody, an adult, and make sure that person knows that it's always inappropriate to treat women and people like that. Because later you sit there, and I think that's where a lot of young women find their shame, is that they like have had an experience, like an uncle talked to them away, or a older brother's friend was a unsupervised situation, was like, hey, whatever, and you're kind of like, yeah, I'm not comfortable, but you don't say anything. You don't say anything. So I think like coming up, almost like role playing. I hate role playing, but like coming up with a way to honestly straight up be like, you're crossing a line, back the fuck up. Like, this is it, and let people know, and find that kind of like boldness within yourself. And sometimes it's kind of like that fake it till you make it, but you don't want to have shame that you carry around for how people treat you when you're young and feel it later. So that's my piece of advice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now you see why I'm glad you Friday every.
Oh, is this your Friday?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.
I need to say something about that.
Yes.
I'm so honored you guys are all here. Everyone
thank you.
who's here, it's
Perfection. Yes, okay. My period story. I got my period, I was 10 or 11, so I guess kind of early. And my mom wasn't prepared for it. Like, I didn't know even what a period was. So I was at home, and there was blood in my panties. And I told my mom, like, I didn't know what was happening. And she just started crying. She just burst out crying. And I'm like, is something wrong? Like, my mom's just crying. So she leaves, and my sister, well, she's now my sister-in-law, but my brother's girlfriend at the time, she was probably like 20 or something. My mom sent her to come tell me what was happening. So she brings me a pad, and she's like, you're having your period. Like, you've become a woman and you're gonna bleed like this. And she showed me how to use the pad, and I was just like, okay. Like, I was so sheltered, I called it. Like, I didn't know what sex was. I didn't know what periods were. Like, so I'm just like, I don't know anything that's happening. But so she gave me a pad, but I came to figure out I didn't like using pads. So I figured out how to use a tampon. I read the instructions. I probably read like, I know if you open the instructions, there's like a lot of stuff on there. I probably read the whole thing to make sure that I did everything right. And I never really dealt with any type of shame, even getting it young. My sister-in-law was good at just telling me, like, you're a woman now, this is what women go through.
Yeah.
Some period advice: if you get bad cramps, you can take black strap molasses. Like, if you put a spoonful of it in water with lemon and just drink it, that'll help with cramps.
Wait, what is it?
Blackstrap molasses.
Where do I get
It's
that?
you can get it. It's made from sugar, but it's not like
black.
Yeah, it's black and it comes in a bottle. I go to like a holistic doctor's, and so I don't like to take Advil and stuff, so she told me to take that. Just a teaspoon or tablespoon with water and lemon, and you just drink it. You can get it like at any store pretty much, or like health store. Yeah. And then if usually the cramps are here, but if you put the heating pad actually on your back, it helps. Well, it helps me more, and that's what my doctor told me to do also, because I would always put it here, like on the cramps. But she told me to put it here because like it's all connected.
Yeah.
And like once you soothe it here, like it'll stop up front. And so now like that changed my life, because I would sit it with the pad like here all day, the heating pad, and it was like helping a little bit, but not. And since I started putting it here, it's like almost goes away completely.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten a little older, I hate tampons. I like pads, but I like the huge ones that are almost like a diaper.
That's
From belly button to belly.
It like depends. It depends.
From the hospital one, did I wear them?
Now, see, I need mine thin.
Well, like they're
I
really.
need like the thong fin.
It goes
That's why the period panties are
all the
so
way up.
nice.
Like yes, I love those.
That's what you should say.
Oh, I use those. I used those before. Oh, I should have brought her one. I think I have one at home. I'll swing it
I don't
by.
even know how to do that. I've never even used
The cups.
Oh, he was.
You just fold
I don't
it.
get one
Oh,
anymore.
you use
I
it?
got an IUD.
Love them.
Oh, okay. Oh no,
No.
they're really good.
Yeah,
They're really good.
The whole day.
Baby finger.
Yeah.
Because for me,
Somebody wants to get
in.
Joni wants to get in.
Oh, yeah, she must have dropped out.
I think I
Mine
have
sheds. Like it doesn't, it's not like two like little, mine are like clumps of like.
Yeah, I have that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just like.
The cups are awesome. But I wear a liner
Oh, yeah,
if I have the cup on, just in case like something leaks out.
Gotten lucky that I've never.
Yeah.
I love it.
The
The
woman
cups
who
are
told me
cool,
about this also said leaking is not, it's not years. I saw like pages on Instagram that they celebrate leakage, like they show women with.
Oh, wow.
Listen,
I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Really said, no, it's gonna happen too.
You mean like if you have a
Baby, I'm
tampon and
sure
you're leaking?
Just any form of leaking, whether it's like your bed, on your clothes, it like even that is like the most horrific, like embarrassing thing, but they, like she said, like it's to be celebrated in a way, which I haven't wrapped my head. I don't know if Jordan's still on? I don't know. Like I haven't wrapped my head around.
I'm still here.
Oh, do you know much about that context of like why is it like, because for me, yeah, my brain thinks like, okay, that's bad, don't leak on things, right?
It's like spilling on your shirt when you're eating. I mean,
it's like oops.
Yeah, like you don't know.
But I think in different cultures they do free bleeding, so it's like just like they don't wear anything and they go out into the fields and like they allow the blood. Like it's more of like a ceremonial thing. I'm pretty sure and so it's like obviously we're accustomed to like one way of westernized thinking, so it's so abstract, but like people have been doing it for like centuries and like going out into the fields and like free bleeding and like it's not shamed and allowing it just to be what it is, because it's just a natural cycle of our bodies, right? And so that's why like with the cup and the contents and like some people, like how you're saying, like people drink it and put it on their face because it's like replenishing and nourishing. It's kind of like eating your placenta, so it's like there's so many things that like don't make sense because we don't do it, but it's like there's a reason why. I don't know like in complete depth, but I just know it's like a cultural thing more so than.
There's this book I read it about like indigenous people in Australia. And so when you have blood clots, they collect the blood clots in like a jar.
Wow.
And I don't remember, it was like a story I read, like of some novel or something, but when somebody fell off this rock and they like cut themselves really deep, they were able to take the menstrual, and then it would basically, because it was coagulated blood.
Yeah.
And it actually would heal the wound in half the time that it would take. So I mean, it's been used in all different crazy ways.
Yeah.
In every culture and space and science. So
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely like it does. We're like, what? That's like so crazy. But if you think about it, think about how like there has to be so many healing properties around it. And if we can just kind of like be free to it, I'm sure there's a lot of like benefits that you can gain from trying it. And not everything is for everybody. So, you know, I'm not saying do that, but I think just staying open-minded, because I think a lot of times around our cycle is like, it's so closed-minded that we're limited on how we see it. And we don't we're not able to understand our bodies in depth because we get so closed-minded, like, oh, it's like a shameful thing. And like, that's why I always am like, especially around men, and like when I'm like with my partner, like being open about my cycle, because I think it's important for everyone to be involved. It's like, you have to, like the boys have to know too, because every man or boy or person knows someone that has a cycle and has a uterus and is bleeding, and how we can be supportive and change that narrative around it, you know, is so important, you know? So
All y'all with the boys, teach y'all boys how to act.
Exactly. Like like my boys will be like, Mom, you have poop in your underwear. And I'm like, no, it's blood, like chill, you know?
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. I just met her, so I haven't immersed in what she teaches.
but it is, there's a whole other side of educating men and making it have some sort of like stigma of grossness, and like, you know, there's so many rap songs that make it like away, and you know, like you're just like, oh. But I used to live on a farm, and I got to pull this baby horse out of a mare, like when they're coming, and there's the placenta comes out, and the horse just, I'm standing there, and it started eating it, and I was like, oh my God. And I had that experience, and then my friend told me like a couple years ago that her friend was having her placenta turned into pills.
Yeah.
So they dry it and you turn it into pills and you eat it. So there has to be some sort of like, it's kind of like almost like when you nurse your first baby and there's a colostrum, there's like this health benefit. So in tons of cultures, I started looking it up, a lot of women eat their placenta.
Yeah.
Do they eat it raw?
I don't know. I mean, I went like, it's like a liver.
I think I recently just
Well, I was gonna encapsulate it. That's why I kept it. And then, no, because that same doctor, the holistic doctor was saying, she told me like the placenta, like the baby already took all the nutrients from it. So like, she's like, I mean, maybe difference of opinions, but she was saying how people take it because they think there's gonna be nutrients from it, but the baby already took all the nutrients that were there. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just go.
People blend it in the smoothie.
Yeah, don't offer me no smoothie.
Yeah, no. We good.
Ew, I would not want anything out of that blender.
Could you imagine?
I had to smuggle it out the hospital.
What?
They won't let you take it. And so one of the nurses.
Mom, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, like, why can't I
Please.
just
Please, Mom.
Okay, yes.
We're waiting for you.
My heart's beating really fast now.
You don't have to do it, just some women do it.
Here.
It's not, you don't have to be the one that does it.
Hey, Angel Rain is here. She came just in time.
I like that you said that. From my experience, I was 12 years old, and I was actually at my aunt's house in Moreno Valley, and she has a pool, so everyone had just went swimming. It was really weird how it happened. And I remember sitting on the toilet and feeling like I had to go to the restroom while we were, using in the pool. So when I remember yelling out to my mom, like something's wrong. And the crazy thing is me and my mother really didn't have that conversation. It wasn't something that a lot of women, well, at least my mother, we didn't talk about that kind of stuff. We didn't talk about a lot of things that had to do with sexuality.
So I remember yelling out like something's wrong. And she came and she was like, that's when she sat down and talked to me about it. While I'm sitting on the toilet. She's just talking to me about it. And well, this is your period and this, that, and the other. And yeah, so it was pretty embarrassing. I didn't want to go back to the pool. I didn't want to go. I felt almost, I guess, embarrassed because we didn't have that conversation like we're having now. It wasn't something that we talk about. Like, that's why I talk to my daughter about it now. I started talking to her about it like 2 years ago. So yeah. What I could give you, let's see. I just like periods. I do. I was athletic, so I didn't really have like cramps. You do a lot of sports and things like that with soccer and everything. So it just depends on, I didn't really have cramps, but I still hate to see it. I hate to see it in my pad. It was just something I really disliked, and I still do. But it is empowering when you do have and get a period. Like I, as a being 12 years old, I still felt like I'm a teenager. This is a new life. Yeah. So yeah. I think now how things are, I think that we just like some of the ladies were saying, that we should embrace it instead of shunning upon it. I think they should talk about it more in sex ed classes, because I don't remember hearing about it in sex ed classes. It was more about sex. It wasn't really about the woman's body, and that's one of the most important things. So I think it should just be embraced more. Yeah. And, thank you. I did.
I have to go.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a story like you guys.
Like, how do you remember it happening?
And then if you have questions, you can ask people questions.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so yeah. So I remember I had a birthday party. My birthday was on Sunday and I had my party on Saturday. And that Saturday I was like having cramps and like my stomach was hurting really bad. And I thought I was having a stomach ache, so I tried to go to the bathroom and it still hurt. So I just went with the party. It was a pool party. So I remember like just wanting to stay in the jacuzzi kind of, because it felt like nice. So I just stayed in there and then I would go in the pool and just, yeah, that went by. And then the next day, my actual birthday, my friend was over, Maddie, and we went to go get breakfast. And it wasn't until at nighttime that I went to the bathroom and I saw stuff in my underwear. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I probably just like pooped in my pants or something. I don't know, something weird. I don't know. And then I remember wiping and it was like blood. And I was like, and then I didn't tell my mom right away because I just was like, okay, whatever. And the next day I had school. I went to Stars. It was a Monday. And I went pee and I actually saw the blood in the toilet. And then I got freaked out and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, please like help me. I don't know what to do. And I was like really scared and I was like whispering and there was no one there. And I was in the bathroom. Yeah.
I was picturing her like in the class the way she.
Yeah, I was like, Mom, like I don't know what to do. And then because the girls that are at my school, I was for sure not going to tell them. They were like probably going to tell the whole school. But I called my mom and I was so scared and I didn't have any pads or anything, even though I should have because I packed a bag, but I was embarrassed. I did not want anyone, because people sometimes would go through my, yeah, because Mom, people would go through my bags and I'd be so mad. So I just didn't pack that.
That's great. Wait, but isn't that great? Like I knew it could come in a year and a day and month. So we had packed like a bag.
The Stars kids would like go through my bags.
Somebody needs to smack a Star kid in the mouth.
Yeah, so I just went to the bathroom. I got a lot of toilet paper, like everyone was pretty much saying like you and I don't know who else.
Oh, yeah.
But I got like a lot of toilet paper and I folded it and I put it in there and I did not want to go back in the classroom because I was up there for like a whole hour just sitting in the bathroom like this with my hands on the sink and I was just like this, like so nervous. I don't know. I was so nervous and I don't know why. I don't think I was ashamed. I was just scared. So like I just didn't want it. Like I was just scared. I wasn't embarrassed. I was just like, I was scared. It made me down there feel type of way when I thought about it. So I was like, oh. Cause I had this one book. It was like by this American Girl doll company. And it was talking about like how your body changing, like your boob sizes and all that stuff. And I read a part, huh? Yeah. And I read about the period part. I remember up there and I started just crying, like thinking about it, talking about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to happen to me. And then I got it. And now it's been a year. And I do actually have bad cramps. Like I remember the first time I was crying, I didn't want to do the dishes or anything. And yeah, but my cramps are bad. Yeah, one time me and Malia were at a beach. We were at the beach. No, but we were at the beach and okay, actually I'm not gonna tell the story.
Is it your story?
Yeah, it's my story.
Yeah, don't tell mine.
Yeah, I won't tell yours. Mom, shouldn't Malia tell her story? Okay. Okay, so I was at the beach and it was kind of recent. It was like our end of the year party. Wait, was it?
Was it the, I think this is the.
No, it was just a workout. It was a workout. And I was trying to do the drills. I was like, I'm fine. And I kept, after every drill, I would just go down and just be like, ugh. And then I would go get back up and do the drill. And then I remember Daddy was like getting so mad at me. He was like, just stop. You're going to make it worse. And I was like, no. Because I knew everyone was going to know. And everyone at starts, because I go to school with all boys. So when we, like the girls there's only 3, we would get on our period. They would know right away because we would like take our backpack to the bathroom, do all this extra stuff. We'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna sit this drill out or do stuff like that. And they would all know and they'd be like making fun of us. They're like, oh, do you want me to get this for you? And they'd be like acting all weird. But yeah, every time they'd be like, oh, it's that time of the month, huh? But yeah, so that's my story. It's just yeah, but I don't think I don't know. I don't know if I was embarrassed. I was scared. I was like, I couldn't breathe. I was scared. Yeah.
But you
And I get grossed out really fast. That's why I didn't like
But
it.
you understood already at that point all the medical, like all the reasons, like why it's happening and what's happening with your.
Kind of, yeah. Because you bought, and when you bought that kit, it made me really scared. And you're trying to show me how to put the tampon in?
I do. Who was it? Oh, Amanda. What is a kit?
What kind of kit you got?
No, side note, speaking of a kit, I just was, my brain was going, I was like, we should make a kit with like the molasses, a pack, like a heating pack, maybe a cup, like different types of, like that would be so cute, right?
Come over here, Mom, so people can hear you.
One of our businesses. So we can make little,
oh my gosh, Mom, so patent, you heard it here first.
A period pack.
A period pack, but no, the kit was just the thing I was telling you. I just made her like a little bag and I put like pads and I was
No,
like,
you bought like a thing.
Oh no, a company sent us like organic pads, tampons, and why was I showing you? Were we just gonna do like
It was so weird because I remember like, it's not going in. You're like, it's dry, it's not going in, so I can't show you.
Yeah, because I was like, there's no like moisture, so I can't actually put it in.
Wait, We have that, there's so many details. you can say on your phone. So somebody said she had it.
So someone sent us them and I was like, when it's time for her to do her period, but it was like a year went by and she didn't start it. So I was like, maybe we could do a video because they wanted me to promote it. So I was like, maybe we could do a video of me just teaching you about it, of like talking. So she was just very curious, like, well, what is that? And how does it go in? And what do you do? So then I was like, well, let me show you. And then like I laid on the bed, but then I wasn't thinking like I'm not on my period. So there was no, and then it would be dry as a desert. I was trying breastfeeding. When you breastfeed, you lose a hormone that lubricates like everything. And so it was just super dry. So I just couldn't actually do it. And I was, in my mind, I was like, is this inappropriate or appropriate?
That's why
I was confused as a mom, like how much do you show her? How much do you tell her? Like, it's just a tampon, it's just my body. But even I felt so much like embarrassment showing her. But then I was like, no, like I'm committed to like being open book with her, you know, whatever. But yeah, so we did that. And then I did tell her, but okay, go. What are you gonna say?
No, you can go. No, I'm just saying, like, that's why I was like grossed out. Like, I don't like stuff like that. Like, I don't like feeling like that in my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you have to wear them. I mean, I want to try the cup. I'm just afraid.
Yeah, right now I've not even looked.
Wait,
at
Cindy, you don't want to wear what?
a tampon.
Oh yeah.
You want to be an athlete, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need.
Listen,
You want to try running with a big old gigantic?
Yeah.
In my white
Well,
uniform.
what about, you know what she can probably wear is those period panties now that Jordan was talking about.
But you feel like you got like a
No.
It's new, like I don't even know how they work, but they capture.
They're
the
just
blood.
panties, and they just
I always thought those were for you to wear with the pad. Or does it replace the
I
pad?
think it replaces. I don't understand it. Where I don't.
Is it like
I have no
absorbs?
You have
idea.
to wash it by hand.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
really?
Well, I'm thinking you shouldn't put it in.
The other thing is like sometimes pads can stink. That's why I like a straight.
They can what?
Like pads stink.
But Mom, that's my story, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you. Do you have any questions? I mean, I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of your attention span
Yeah.
sitting here. This was a long conversation, but it was so rich. Like it was
It's
cool to hear
interesting, that's
everybody's
why.
story. It was interesting, you said?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was. It was cool to hear everyone's stories. And I feel like yours was the most like someone actually sat you and taught you.
Yeah, my sister.
That was
And it seems
Yeah,
like
yours
it's
is
more
nice.
natural.
Yeah.
Mom, do you remember what you told me when I told you that I got my period? No, I just remember you were like, yeah, you were like, why are you whispering? Like, what's wrong?
Because you scared me. And then you were like, do not tell daddy.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
forgot
like,
to say that part. I was, so did that mean I kind of was embarrassed? I was like, do not tell anyone. Like, Amanda was the first person I told. And only person pretty much for like a long time. Cause I like saw Amanda on her period. So I was like, okay, I'll tell Amanda. But her and my
We
mom,
talked about it a lot living
Yeah.
together.
but I did not want to
'cause
tell
I wasn't
anyone.
having a period actually. No, we think, no, whoever said that. Huh? You want to say something?
I remember I was at the pool and one of my friends had a tampon in and the tampon string was dangling and all these boys started making fun of her. And I remember being so embarrassed for her. And I remember like chasing them and being like, but I remember every time I was so diligent about making sure that tampon string was not showing.
Oh,
Like, I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God. 'Cause you pull it back, figure it out, like, yeah. Do something, but like just to have it, she had to go through that and she was just mortified and we were like 14 or something and I remember it was just, I'm sure that's one of her memories, like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed.
Oh.
I had a leak story. I was at, this was like probably, it was when you guys went to Crossroads, so I think, or maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I was wearing gray tights.
Oh, you told me this.
I did? Well,
Yeah.
I was wearing gray tights and I was walking out of Kinko's printing something and I'm like, why is everyone just staring at me? Like, this is weird, like, but whatever. And I was like, maybe my butt looks good. I'm wearing gray tights, so it does accentuate the booty. And so I was literally feeling myself like, oh, they're just probably looking at my butt or whatever. but I really was noticing it like, dang, they're in my booty right now. Like, oh my gosh. Then it wasn't until I got home and I looked in like all the back, like in the leg, the whole butt, everything. It was because I didn't know, like one thing that I really liked, like Joni said it, Jordan, like to this day, I still don't know my period body. Like I don't know like my period's coming in. So that's where I'm at right now in my journey is like learning to track how I'm feeling, what my cramps are feeling like, what my energy, my mood, like I have to still depend on the app. Like, oh, my period's gonna come. I don't mentally.
I never even knew there was a period app.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I use Flow, but like there's a lot out there. And then the woman who did the podcast gave me, I got a journal from her. So it has like a chart and you can chart all of it written. So anyways, but it was because I didn't know it was coming. So I was just wearing that and I didn't have anything like it, so I was bleeding for all day, like moving around, running around and didn't even know that I was bleeding. And so even that, like I remember that was one of the instances that I was like, you don't know your body at all. Like to just be bleeding and not even feel the blood coming out, like you need to sit down.
I feel like I'll be more mad at the women that all the women that.
But think about, I'm that type of person. I feel like I'm the type of person that would not know how to tell the woman where like I feel like you're the type of person.
I would.
Yeah.
I'm like your tags out.
Like I would, but I would probably be embarrassed to tell her because I'd be embarrassed for her. So then I'd be like, do I say something? Like when my boobs were out at Starbucks, and the woman did not tell me. No, it wasn't my whole everything was out. I was wearing this like deep cut dress.
Told her what?
I was wearing this.
Oh, I didn't see it. But if I would have saw, I would have for sure told you.
It was like I'm not getting out.
That's good. Because Lexi does not care. That's good that she told you. If she didn't tell you, she's not a real friend.
Starbucks. And the lady was just
if
like,
you wanted her not to tell you, if she didn't tell you, you would have that
my braids out, so I had them
for the
cut,
whole day.
And then I had some afro out. So I was like, oh, she's just looking at my hair. That's literally what I thought. Then she hands me the drink and I go like this. And when I hit down this, both of my boobs were out. Like fully out. And like I don't have boobs now, but I have boobs then because I was breastfeeding. So they were like out. And I was like, and I was like, I looked down, I was like, oh my,
She's like, free the nipple, right?
I was like, oh my God, no wonder. I thought you were looking at me because of my hair. I was like, well, good morning. And then Barry was in the back seat like, why would you wear that? That's why you shouldn't wear that outside the house. That's why you need to get dressed when you leave. And I don't know why, yeah, Barry was in my head. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that was funny. But like, see, like she was just so paralyzed. Like, do I tell her how to, ma'am, your boobs are out? Like, are you moving? Like, and then the way we live in this society, she might have thought like, I'm breathing the trees, like, maybe so can I.
But you know, I was thinking when I was your age, I would be terrified to like have a leak. So I would mark it like, I don't know if you have like a journal at school, because we would have like a planner. Our school would make us have like a planner. And I would put like a red dot or like a sticker.
Yeah.
Like when I was on my period, so that when the next month came, I knew that it was coming. Because I was just really scared.
I'm learning all kinds of
stuff.
Oh,
I got it when I was 10 or 11, so I was really young, and I didn't want anybody to like be like, what's going on with your pants? So I would mark it in my journal so that I would know with the next month.
That's so smart.
Yeah. That's actually really smart.
It's a lot of discipline.
I don't know what I did,
I'm like,
how I knew when they was coming.
I feel like you're pretty good about it.
I am?
Because you'll ask me like almost every month you ask me, but maybe it's
Oh, yeah.
But
No, I'm
you
just,
asked
I
me for
asked
it,
you
so-
because I didn't want to know like if it's almost coming. Because we sometimes have the same.
Yeah. Once she got hers, mine too. Like actually, I think it was Stelly starting that brought mine back.
I feel like your whole family's gonna have it at the same time.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna just be
Isn't it
pheromones.
crazy how that happens? How
Yeah,
women's
yeah.
bodies become in tune that live together, that they start, even friends, like sometimes. Like, have it.
Oh, all through high school, you and your best friend have the
Yeah.
same cycle.
Yes.
That happened to me after I had Mieko.
I wonder if it
my
has.
friend. I
That's
say my
crazy.
friend
It's
gave
like
it back to me.
Oh yeah,
Send
yeah.
little-
I
Yeah.
said she didn't
Yeah.
Talk to each other.
because I never started with all four of them while breastfeeding. It never came, and then she started her period, and the period came while I was breastfeeding her.
I think women should also have like, okay, the period talk and then
sex talk and then the birthing talk. I felt like I tried to read about all of that.
Yeah, for me, it was what happens after birth to your body, was what nobody told me. I was prepared for birth, but what happens after, I wasn't ready for. But that's a whole nother part.
Let's we can keep our conversation going, but let's sing happy birthday while they're on, and then we can let them go.
Hold on, Mom. Look at this is our new house. Watch.
No.
Yeah, watch. Oh wait, no.
We're
no,
gonna
no.
sing while they're here. So
Okay, come on.
Your new house, Sissy.
All the girls in?
Yeah.
Oh, how did you get that one? I'm trying to look for a cool one.
They're all on there.
No, it's gonna be wet.
Good idea.
I love that house.
Let me see. There's a better one. Me?
I've been looking at those all day. So lazy to get it.
I'm Aaron.
Oh, I'm
Malia.
Have you ever been
I
to a
was
party
talking
like
to
this,
Sally,
Malia?
Huh?
Have you ever been to a party like this?
No.
No. Just,
I didn't even know it was
she's just
Sissy,
going.
those are good ones. Oh, look at that one.
I didn't even know what to wear red today.
Are you serious?
The window.
Oh, I read it this morning. I was like, this is the only red thing I have in my home.
Mom, look. Mom, look.
Huh? Oh, cute.
Sissy, I want that one.
My mom has like all these houses.
You have good house inspo.
Ooh, this one's live.
Wait, what?
Let's go to the beach. Mom.
You have older sisters?
I have
Me?
one.
Oh.
Oh, my stepsister.
How old is she?
She's 18 or 19 now. She's 19.
You guys live together?
No. Is that the only person who has to talk to kind of? But she didn't talk to me on that. She didn't live there.
Me
You
and my
can talk
sister
to
are
me,
only, like,
Malia.
16 months apart.
Yeah, I talk to Jastel.
Yeah. She's seen me through my period in the worst.
Azariah?
Malia.
Huh?
You've seen me at my worst of my period.
Girl,
Is it
you
okay if
see
I call
me
you that?
over at the beach in front of a lot of boys over here. Back in my.
You have the prettiest complexion. I've been sitting over here staring at it all day. And Lord, the sees fit for this baby to just be crouched.
Stop.
No, we don't know.
You know what you're lucky.
I don't know if it's
You
gonna
know
be
why
a boy
you're
or a
lucky?
girl.
Why?
Because you have a good relationship with mama. My mom does not talk to me at all.
Hurry, ready?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sally. Happy birthday
Oh, no.
to you.
Get up.
14.
Happy birthday. Welcome to
Make a
our
wish.
Happy birthday, Sissy.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Welcome to womanhood.
No more Christmas.
Thank you guys for getting on with us and sharing. Love you guys.
Love you too. Sissy, look at my background.
Oh, I'm like, is Keith right there? That's your background. Oh, it's Uncle Keith.
Was that from Mexico?
Yeah.
Aw.
No, but you can still have cake though. That's the important part,
Sissy,
right?
cash out. So make sure you get it from your mom, okay?
Okay.
This is not.
Wait, what'd you say?
Okay, there's
Cash app.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
put-
thank you guys for joining.
Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Go get it, girl.
Just me now.
What kind you want? Fifi, what kind you want?
You want chocolate or red? Chocolate.
Guys, no one likes carrot cake, but that's my favorite.
Careful, seatbelt.
Ew, the frosting's hard.
Which one you want? There's lemon or red velvet or some veggies. Yes, I will.
Why do you have one, Mom? I used to go back there.